Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down the two main financial paths you can take in life. See, there's one that most of us just kind of fall into by default, and there's another one you can choose by design. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so let's start with a feeling I think we all know a little too well. You get your paycheck, you live a totally normal month, no crazy purchases, and then you check your account and you're just, where did it all go? Well, this isn't some accident. It's actually the beginning of a very, very common financial story.
You know that feeling of your money just vanishing? We're going to call that the money mirage. It's basically the on-ramp to what we'll call the default path, a road most people travel their whole lives without even realizing they're on it, all because they're tricked by this illusion that their everyday spending is totally fine.
See, the default path isn't paved with some huge, obvious mistake. No, it's built from 1,000 tiny, seemingly innocent choices. That $15 lunch that's not even cheap anymore, the half-dozen streaming services you barely watch, the constant need for the latest phone. It all feels normal, right? But when you add it all up, these little leaks are draining thousands and thousands of dollars from your future every single year.
And the engine that drives this whole default journey? It's something called lifestyle creep. Think about it. You get a raise at work. Awesome. But what happens next? Well, maybe you get a nicer apartment, a fancier car, you start eating out more. Your expenses just expand to perfectly swallow up that new income. It traps you on this financial hamster wheel where you feel like you're running faster and faster, but you're not actually going anywhere.
And that brings us to one of the biggest traps of them all, the brand new car. We're so often told it's a reward, for all our hard work, but as Nick Invests puts it so well, it's really just wealth destruction with cup holders and heated seats. The second you drive that thing off the lot, poof, a huge chunk of its value is gone forever, and yet you're stuck paying for it for years. So really, you've got a choice. That, say $800 a month, can buy you a shiny new truck that's losing value by the minute and comes with high insurance, tons of stress, and this thing called negative equity. Or that exact same $800 a month could be invested instead to literally buy you your future. The choice isn't really about the car, is it? It's about what you want your money to build for you.
So how in the world do you break this cycle and get off the default path? Well, it's not about depriving yourself or living like a monk. It's way simpler. It's about having a system, a simple but super powerful routine that you follow every single time you get paid.
Here's the secret sauce. You flip the whole script. Most people spend their money first, and then they try to save whatever's left over, which, let's be honest, is usually nothing. This routine forces you to do the opposite. You save, you invest, you build your future first. You basically automate your own success. And the money that's left over at the end? That's your guilt-free spending money. Go for it. Enjoy it. You can, because you know all the important stuff is already taken care of.
Okay, so once you get that routine down, you can start building a real financial foundation. And I'm not talking about things that just look impressive. I'm talking about assets that actually make you financially stronger.
Now, the first big milestone on this new wealth path isn't becoming a millionaire. Nope, it's way more achievable, and honestly, in a lot of ways, it's more important. It's saving your first $10,000.
And here's why that number is so incredibly powerful. It's a psychological game changer. Suddenly, a surprise car repair or an unexpected medical bill goes from being a total catastrophe, one that could send you spiraling into debt and panic, to just being an inconvenience, something you can handle. That 10 grand buys you peace of mind, and that, my friends, is priceless.
So, with that foundation of security in place, you can finally unleash the most powerful force in all of finance, compound interest. This is the magic. This is where your money starts working for you, and it starts earning its own money. And then that money starts earning money. It's the engine that builds real long-term wealth.
The things you buy on the wealth path look a whole lot different from the stuff on the default path. Instead of that new truck that's losing value, you're buying a reliable used car and investing the difference. You're not just buying things, you're buying assets. You're buying your ability to handle storms, your access to the market's growth, your power to earn more money, and maybe most importantly, the energy to make it all happen.
So what happens when you combine that solid foundation with the crazy power of compound interest? Well, something pretty magical happens. The growth isn't a straight line, it's exponential.
And this is just the perfect way to think about it. At the beginning, it's slow. It really feels like you're pushing this tiny, heavy snowball by hand, and it's a grind. But as it starts rolling, it picks up more snow, it gains momentum, and pretty soon it's growing faster and faster all by itself.
This timeline just shows that snowball effect perfectly.
I mean, look at this. The first 100 grand is the hardest part. It takes 8 years. But then the next 100,000? It only takes 5. And from there, the time it takes to add wealth just keeps getting shorter and shorter as your money starts to do more and more of the heavy lifting.
That first $100,000 is the critical tipping point. It's the moment your investment growth actually starts to be bigger than what you're putting in yourself. From this point on, your money is officially working harder than you are. And let me tell you, that's when you really feel the shift from just saving money to actually building wealth.
But what's the end game here? What's the ultimate prize for all this discipline? Well, the goal isn't just to see some big number in your bank account. The real prize is something way, way more valuable. It's about buying back your time and buying back your choices.
So what does that freedom actually look like? Well, with a nest egg of, say, $500,000, which is a lot, but it's not some crazy, unimaginable number, you could be generating thousands of dollars a month in passive income. That's money that shows up whether you get out of bed in the morning or not. It's enough to cover your living expenses, all without ever having to touch that original pile of money.
And this right here, this is the ultimate destination of the wealth path. It's not about the fancy cars or the designer clothes. It's about owning your own time. It's the freedom to work because you want to, not because you have to. It's simply the accumulation of choice.
So in the end, it really just boils down to a simple choice. Every single dollar you earn is a vote. You can use that vote to buy things that make you look wealthy today, or you can use it to build the assets that will actually make you be wealthy tomorrow. It's a simple question, right? But the answer to it determines your entire financial future. The choice between that default path and the wealth path, well, it's a choice you make every single day, starting with your very next paycheck. So, which path are you going to choose?